A key power turbine to run the city's drainage pumps has been a mess for years. Last week, eyewitness investigator David Hammer uncovered the millions the Sewerage and Water Board has spent trying to repair turbine number 4. Tonight, David finds it would have been much cheaper and quicker to just scrap it and buy a new one.
Mayor Mitch Landrieu says the city's recent drainage failures stem from 3 issues.
1, the generation of power. 2, whether pumps are working or not. And 3, manpower.
But former pump station project manager Bill Chrisman says the problem is mostly power, and especially the Sewerage and Water Board's main power generator, turbine number 4.
It's been out of service right now for 5 years, and that when it is completed, it will be their primary day-to-day turbine for producing electricity to run the pump stations. Everything we've heard so far about problems with the pump stations is all power related.
So that makes the turbine very important.
Critical, absolutely critical.
The Sewerage and Water Board bought turbine 4 used in the 1960s. It broke after Katrina, and the board's been trying to fix it ever since. They took it offline in 2012 to try a $12 million repair, and nearly 6 years later, this email from the board's superintendent shows it's turned into a $24 million nightmare. We tracked how the price went up and up in dozens of change orders, all rubber stamped by the Sewerage and Water Board, like this $600,000 add-on to send heavy equipment to New Mexico. And each time there's a shipping, there's an additional cost.
Not only in the shipping, there's also additional overhead and profit to the contractor.
Chrisman said the Sewerage and Water Board should have seen the problems with turbine 4 years ago. This board meeting video from January 2013 suggests they had an inkling.
The turbine 4 was opened up by the contractor and found to be, sadly, very damaged and not easily repairable.
Never open anything up.
The board got $141 million from FEMA to deal with their power problems after Katrina, and they had the option of buying new turbines. Instead, they chose to refurbish the existing ones, starting with turbine 4. If they had gone with a new, state-of-the-art gas-fired turbine, this 2012 national survey from the Sewerage and Water Board's own consultant, Black & Veatch, suggests it would have cost just $16 million, fully installed.
The fact is that they could have replaced that turbine much cheaper and much quicker had they made that decision years ago.
The board's argument for fixing the old stuff has always been that it's more reliable than Entergy's power, and it makes an old-fashioned type of electricity that newer turbines can't generate. But the Sewerage and Water Board has power converters to deal with that, like this one. They could have even added a brand new converter for $3.5 million. And the $20 million total would have still been cheaper than the $24 million spent so far on old turbine 4. They still don't have all the necessary parts for turbine 4, but this week they tested it, hoping to get it back online this month. And then this happened.
But first, that Sewerage and Water Board plant fire. A circuit breaker blew as crews tested a key power generator.
So 5 years, $24 million and counting, and the go-to generator for the city's pumps is still a hot mess. David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
Well, the contractor says it was forced to tack on costs that were not included in the original contract. The Sewerage and Water Board says it is still investigating why a circuit breaker blew when it was testing turbine number 4.